We tend to be worriers about life in general. In the last couple months, we've had a few more things to worry about, like COVID-19. Will I get it? Will I transmit it? Will somebody in my life who is part of the vulnerable population get it? And what's going to happen to them? And then businesses were closed, and now they're starting to reopen. And, well, what's going to happen to the economy? Are we going to be able to survive financially? And then recently, we have rioting in the streets, but we have peaceful protesters as well. What's going to happen with all of this? And then I think part of the problem is that we all define the problems differently. I look at one situation and I define it one way, and somebody else comes along, they define it another, a third person comes along, and they define the same thing that I'm seeing it differently. And with different definitions of the problems, then we have different solutions depending on how you see the problem and what your perspective is on life. So this adds to more worrying. So what are we going to do? This is what I think we need to do. As people of God, let's turn to Jesus and see what his word is about worrying. From Luke chapter 12, beginning with verse 22, Jesus said this, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothes. Consider the ravens. They do not sow or reap. They do not have storeroom or a barn. Yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than birds. Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to your life? Since you cannot do this very simple thing, why do you worry about the rest? Consider how the wildflowers grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all of his splendor was dressed like one of these. If this is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow thrown into the fire, how much more will he clothe you, you of little faith? And do not set your hearts on what you will eat or drink. Do not worry about it. For the pagan world runs after such things, and your Father knows that you need them. But seek his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Do not be afraid, little flock. Your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom." Jesus is not saying worrying is a sin. Don't worry, don't worry. He is saying if you're worried, don't. Stop, because you're so well taken care of by your Heavenly Father. Rest and relax. I'm going to ask you, after you turn this video off, sit still, pray, and think about how well you are taken care of by your Heavenly Father. He loves you. He desires to bless you, and he's doing that right now.